The King of Kings, Yahweh Shai, is coming back.
What's going on?
The day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
Aren't you coming, David? No, I gotta see it.
He cometh with clouds. Call law. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. The one said, men that get life, it is true. The then Yahweh Shai shall rise first. The one said, elders, a great millstone that taught me the truth. And on she was out there teaching sincerity to the 144,000, the church of the saints, and the men, women, and children that are part of the 1/3 elected to be saved. And the chariots when the Lord comes back, which you basically saw was a clip from Independence Day. And I'm going to go right to the news clip. The article. So the article that Kodar Shapat sent me. Shout outs to that brother, man. He's on point. World War III averted. U.S. asked Russia to unite against miles-wide alien UFO invasion fleet. Because they know Yahweh Shai is coming back. He's coming back, man. He's at the door. With tension mounting between Russia and the United States to the point where fears of an impending World War III are making daily headlines, a report has surfaced that the U.S. has reached out to the Russian Federation in an effort to unite against a greater foe. That's what Ronald Reagan said. A massive alien UFO fleet detected moving toward the Earth that is estimated to arrive in September 2017. Lord willing, comes before that, man. The Daily Star reported this week that UFO investigators are saying that a report has emerged which documents a meeting between U.S. Vice President Joe Biden and Russian Federation President Vladimir Putin. During the meeting, Biden is said to have disclosed to Putin that a massive alien invasion fleet had been detected by NASA headed toward Earth, and the Obama administration wanted Russia to unite with the U.S. in building a missile defense system to combat the UFO fleet. And that's scriptural, man, because these other nations in the midst of World War III, they're going to try to fight the Lord. The video clip entitled, U.S. Warns Russia Aliens on Their Way Will Be Here in 2017 was posted to YouTube by user UFO Mania on October 27. The robotic voice female narrator says in the video that Biden asked for Russia's cooperation in constructing an Earth-wide missile defense system to protect the planet. The impending invasion will likely take place next September. Judging from information gathered after NASA's satellites revealed an incoming miles-wide UFO that have entered our system. According to the narrator, the Russian president believes the veracity of the UFO attack report. The UFO Mania narrator goes on to suggest that President Putin speculated to Vice President Biden that the invasion resembles a scenario comparing to that of April 5th, 1561. At that date in the skies over Nuremberg, Germany, the narrator mechanically says, hundreds of UFOs engaged in battle, witnessed by thousands and which can be read as reported from those times. The incident over Nuremberg in 1561 was recorded in various images and as long considered by UFOs researchers, according to UFOevidence.org, as an aerial battle between warring alien factions. The 6-minute video goes to tie the fear alien invasion to the Roswell UFO crash in 1947, which the report stated that's bullshit. First of all, the angels, the chariots are celestial, man. These devils ain't fighting that shit, man. They disappear and reappear. They go into this dimension and disappear into this, can reappear into this dimension, go into the spirit world. They call them traveling at 7,000 miles per hour just to crash here on Earth. First of all, your technology, your planes, your rockets can even past the Orion's belt. You never went to the moon. That's a lie. But the UFOs can come from the spirit world, can travel different planets, different galaxies, even come down here on Earth. Go under the water. Submarines, man. Sub-IFOs. Which the report stated actually occurred, the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, which occurred, the report said after Kennedy had requested all information the Central Intelligence Agency had on UFOs. It also suggested that the giant UFO fleet bearing down on Earth might be in some way tied to the Christian belief that New Jerusalem, you hear this? Wow, this is powerful, man. Bearing down on Earth might be in the same way tied to the Christian belief that New Jerusalem will descend from heaven, as has been foretold in the Christian Bible book Revelations. Revelation 21, a massive alien UFO fleet and impending alien invasion aside, the UFO invasion, video narrator also pointed that the U.S. President Ronald Reagan said on 2 occasions to then Secretary General Mikhail Gorbachev and to the United Nations that only an invasion threat will likely unite the United Nations of the world. But that as it may, an alliance between the U.S. and Russia, unlikely at present. The World War III appears to be far more like a likely scenario. But the Lord's going to come in the midst of World War III. That's biblical prophecy. Just in the last week, the United States and its NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization allies have announced, according to the Inquisitor troop deployment to Eastern Europe and the Baltic states, Poland, and possibly Norway in response to increased Russian military drills and its recommitment to establishing a Cold War-like posture with the West. Russia, in its turn, deployed 5 ships with nuclear missile capabilities to the Baltic Sea to bolster its Baltic fleet. These developments occurred after a series of setbacks in relations between Russia and the U.S. with regard to the 2 nuclear powers and the Syrian civil war, a conflict that pits the Russia-backed Syrian government forces against the U.S.-supported Syrian rebels. Hey, man, that's beautiful, man. That's a beautiful sign, man. That's beautiful. He's right about that, man. The Lord's gonna come down in the ships and the chariots. And I saw Revelation 21, and I saw a new heaven, a new earth. For the first heaven, the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for a husband. And I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, Behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and God himself shall be with them and be their God. See, that's be the New Jerusalem. The kingdom of heaven is gonna start when we all get together in the clouds with the Lord, man. We meet with the Lord actually in the air, in the clouds, in the UFOs, what they call the UFO, the chariots of God. And God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And he sat upon the throne, and the throne said, Behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, Write, for these words are true and faithful. And that's beautiful because the scriptures say what? In the beginning of that verse, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. The Lord's going to give, he's going to change us as a people, and he's going to renew the planet earth as in the time of Adam and Eve, which is the Garden of Eden. Paradise. That's what Eden means, paradise, man. The Lord's going to make the earth a paradise again, give it back to us. That's what Yahweh Shai is coming back to do. See, that's something to look forward to. That's something to live for. Something to live for, man. Second Ezra 13. Hey, 13 means rulership. Yahweh Shai is coming to bring 13 rulership. Today's October 31st. 13 backwards, man. Your rulership's going down, Esau. You started coming in the 1400s. Well, guess what? Yahweh Shai, which the original, the 13th zodiac, which the Ophiuchus, was a man holding a serpent in the time of the Greeks. That's what's coming back. Quetzalcoatl, the sea serpent, the king, that the Aztecas, the Mayans used to talk about. The Aztecas used to say the Quetzalcoatl's coming back in the Mayan calendar. The Mayans used to talk about the 13, a new age. They never said the end of the world. They said a new age. A new age is coming. End of one and the beginning of another, which is you. This is the end of your world, and it's the beginning of Jacob. 2 Ezra 13. And it came to pass after 7 days I dreamed a dream by night, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea, and it moved all the ways thereof. And I beheld, and lo, the man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, He's come with the angels. It said right there that article we read, the fleets of UFOs. And when he turned his countenance to look, all these things trembled that were seen under him. And whensoever the voice out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. That was Biden was talking to Putin. So these other countries, when Yahweh Shai come back, they're actually going to try to fight the Lord. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. That's how big the ship looks, man, like a big great mountain. It's not like a big great mountain. It's always over Babylon, especially New York, the capital of the wickedness of the earth, to blow it the fuck up. But I will have seen the region or place where the hill was graven, and I could not. He tried to see the corners, Ezra's, or where the mountain was cut off, but he couldn't see it. That's how big that UFO was. He looked as far as he can, and the UFO still kept going. And the UFO fleet said what? It was miles wide long. They even call UFOs as bigger than the planet. Yahweh Shai is coming back down in profile. These chariots are gold and silver. They're spirits, man. But I will have seen the region or place where the hill was graven, and I could not, like a mountain. That's how big it was. He couldn't even see. We looked on both sides of it. Where did it end? And after this I beheld, and lo, all they that were to gather together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet there's fight. They're going to be afraid when they see the UFOs, and they show you the Independence Day. And lo, and he saw the violence of the multitude that came. He neither lifted up his hand, nor held his sword, nor any instrument of war. So Yahweh Shai ain't tripping. He know he going to win. But Yahweh likes a good fight. It's theatrics, man. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests, because these chariots are equipped with weapons too. Just like Esau got his weapons, these celestial vehicles, they have weapons too. Concentrated fire, laser beams. And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which were prepared to fight, and burned them up everyone, so that upon a sudden of innumerable multitude, no thing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid, because when the laser beams start shooting, people are going to be disintegrating, which your body is 20% salt anyway. Super dehydration. Because these elites know that Yahweh Shai is coming back to blast them and take them off the throne and put them in slavery. We're going to bring out this devil, Ronald Reagan. He comes out and says it.
Suddenly there was a threat to this world from some other species, from another planet, outside in the universe. We'd forget all the little local differences that we have between our countries. The United Nations. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Blast of fire, baby. Fire and tempest. Fire and tempest is smoke. Turning people to smoke. Yahweh Shai, the King of Kings. The day of the Lord is going to be terrible, man. America, lake of fire. Blast of fire, flaming breath. Yeah, you devils. You're not gonna get destroyed in the missiles. You Rothschilds elite, you're not gonna get destroyed in the missiles. You're gonna be saved to be enslaved. You're gonna be the first crop of slaves. So you're not gonna get hit with these missiles. You're gonna be saved to be enslaved. You gotta go in slavery, man. You dying is too easy, man. What a one. Caleb. Hey, it says the 1/3 shall scarcely be saved, man. Shall scarcely be saved from the snares of the fowler, from the noisome pestilence. Talk about those missiles. So the elect are going to scarcely make it from this destruction. But the 2/3, you're going to be down here. When the Lord comes back, you're going to be destroyed with this Babylon. You better repent and get yourself right. Call all Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Shalom to the house of David, the 144,000, the church of the saints, men, women, and children as part of the 1/3, the elect that's going to be saved from the destruction to come. Yahweh Shai, the King of Kings, is coming back to set rulership and to set his people on up. Kwam Yashala. Shalom. The heathen nations are going down. Finished.